This is your tech news briefing for Monday, July 18th. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. By now, it's common knowledge that someone, somewhere, is after your data. Advertisers want information on your interests so they can sell you things. Law enforcement might be interested in your search history, texts, or location data. Hackers, well, they want your data to steal things. And following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, more people are thinking about how that data could be used against them if they sought an abortion. We covered that a couple weeks ago on the show, so if you're interested, be sure to cue that episode up next. But the issue of who has access to your data and how they could use it raises another question. Who are you choosing to share it with? The answer may surprise you, and it depends a lot on what apps you have on your phone. Joining us to discuss that and how to protect your personal data on your phone is our personal tech columnist, Nicole Nguyen. Hey, Nicole, thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Nicole, let's start with all the sensors that are used by apps. Are apps limiting themselves to the information that they need to run, or are they collecting information that maybe might seem a little excessive if we were to look at it?
It really depends on the app. We hope that apps only ask for access and actually do access stuff on our phone that they need to run, but some don't, and that's because maybe they're free and they earn their revenue by sending data about people who use their app to marketers. So, for example, if you download a free game or something seemingly innocuous like a flashlight app, and it's using a lot of stuff on your phone, you notice that in the battery usage data analysis that you can get in settings on your phone, that the flashlight app is one of the top ones, then maybe double check and look into why something that isn't running all the time is using so much battery.
I mean, these apps have been taking all of this data for a while now, but is there an urgency to act to protect our privacy at this moment?
It's sort of a why not now, because it's so hard to reclaim your data once it's out into the ether. It's often shared with multiple third parties, and it's hard to track where it goes once it's out there. But there's also a renewed interest in privacy issues because of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and how some of your personal data could be sought by courts and others in states that ban abortion.
Okay, so if we're trying to reduce the amount of information collected by our phones, what is the first step we should be taking?
Really limit the apps on your phone to the apps that you use. I think it's a really good idea to regularly audit your library for downloads that you don't really use anymore. An expert I spoke to put it this way: every app is a potential privacy threat. And so if you're not using something, then just delete it, because why have it on your phone and allow it access to sensors that could potentially reveal sensitive data about you. And also scrutinize why an app is free or look at their privacy policy to see if they can share or sell your data.
I mean, obviously there are going to be some apps that we need to leave on our phone, or maybe there are free apps that we just like to use. So how do we limit the information that they're gathering?
Both iOS and Android have done a pretty good job at giving you tools to limit a lot of these more sensitive sensors. So, for example, both platforms offer the ability to turn off location services on a per-app basis, and Apple allows you to set location service access to while you're just using the app, and so that it's not collecting that kind of data in the background. So definitely, monitor data usage, battery usage, storage usage of all of the apps that are on your phone to see if any app is sucking up more resources and look into why. And you can also look in privacy settings in your phone and make sure that it doesn't have access to things that it doesn't need. So for example, your astrology app probably doesn't need your location, so you can safely turn it off because it'll still work whether or not it has access to GPS and Bluetooth.
A year or so ago, Apple started asking users if they wanted apps to track them. I mean, we're talking about tracking in terms of online activity, not location, but I wonder if that's made a difference in terms of protecting people's privacy.
It's a great idea. Apple now has allow apps to request to track, which is a very confusing setting on your phone, disabled by default, which means that if you turn it on, apps have the ability to ask your permission to track. But if you have it turned off, then across the board, apps cannot track you across apps. It's a great first step, but it doesn't mean that app isn't collecting data as you use the app. So the tracker can't track your movements across different apps or across different websites, but it can still track what you're doing within the app and share or sell that data. So it's important also to scrutinize an app's privacy policy on a per app basis.
All right, that's our personal tech columnist, Nicole Nguyen. Thanks so much for joining us, Nicole.
Thanks, Zoe.
And that's it for today's Tech News Briefing. If you want more tech stories, check out our website, WSJ.com. And if you like our show, please rate and review it. You can do that wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.